opportunity to speak with the community on this delightful occasion. The date is, of course, November 13th, 2018. The market cap is at its place where it is. I mean, it's 209, 704, 935, 025 at the time of making this video, and Bitcoin dominance is, of course, at 52.6%. So definitely excited to be having the conversation we'll be having today, and which is the subject of which is Tron. So without any further ado, quote unquote, with the Tron virtual machine and the full suite of developer tools available, developers are now fully equipped to build the wide variety of D apps on the Tron platform. Learn how you can build your own D app on Tron here. So right off the bat, I think this is definitely a good tweet to start off the video with. Tron virtual machine. I think that this is good stuff. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing. And noticed that we got some people in the chat. Just saying hello to everybody. This is live, by the way. We're going to be doing more live content and in the future. So make sure that you're subscribed. And yeah. So I mean, talking about what we can be expecting to see from Tron. Tron extends European exposure as Blockport adds TRX EUR pair. And I think that this is definitely an article that probably caught a lot of your attention as well. I mean, it's a little old now, 15 hours old, but I mean, there's always different stuff rising up in the crypto space. I mean, as far as Tron's concerned. So Tron TRX gained another pair this week with the integration of the coin onto the Blockport cryptocurrency exchange, Amsterdam. And this is one of the things that I think is always interesting to bring up when we want to talk about Tron expansion, and we want to talk about the different variables that are going to be culminating retroactively in Tron's favor. And I think that it's very it's a good time and place to bring up the conversation about what's been happening involving the competition that Tron seeks to overtake. Now, what I want to talk about here is not only the potential that Tron has in terms of they're basically going to overtake and be part of a great thing that I believe is happening, which is blockchain taking hold of social media. I think that it's about time that blockchain took over, Facebook and all these different things. I mean, the fact of the matter is that the centralized storage of data and all these different areas of concern, what with the establishment being the way that it is, I think that there's a huge opportunity opening up for a lot of different things to be built. And I think when we talk about Justin Sun, we're talking about, I mean, this recent tweet was interesting by Justin Sun as well. TRX is now supported on Get Scatter, secure multi-blockchain signature, identity, and reputation desktop application. And I think that when we talk about the direction that Tron is headed in the overall context of the cryptocurrencies that are out there, I definitely want to talk about the fact that Tron is definitely going to have very interesting in terms of the fact of the matter of pertaining around the concept of when we want to talk about Tron and it acting in the real world. A lot of these different cryptos aren't going to be able to live up to the expectations that are being basically made available. I mean, obviously, can something like Cardano can it compete with Tron? Definitely. I'm not going to sit here and try and say that and try and pick favorites out of the different cryptos. I mean, I like to this channel. I try to stay mostly biased and try and talk about all the different things that we're basically going to be seeing happening involving the different cryptos. But I think that as far as we want to talk about the really miraculous job that something like Bitcoin has done in their branding, and as far as all those variables are concerned, and how we've seen essentially the way that cryptocurrency has been introduced into the public consciousness, and there too within the entire concept of not extending too far, but of course encompassing all things that are without exception. We could definitely want to see the fact that people using cryptocurrencies in day-to-day life, how is this actually going to look when we have realistic use cases of people going into these different establishments and basically leveraging these basic benefits that are made possible by intangible technologies, when all these variables taken into consideration and all these concerns aside, essentially a huge conversation that really needs to be happening right now. It's in terms of regulation. It's in terms of the overall, when we want to talk about like the quintessential path of how crypto is going to develop. I mean, right off the bat, I don't like to talk about politics on here, but we have to talk about the candidates that were elected in the recent United States election, who are advocates of cryptocurrency. And I'm actually going to be making an extensive video. I'm working on it right now, where we're going to be talking about how I definitely believe that blockchain has won the recent election. A lot of people talk about, oh, who won the election as a Democrat or Republican. I believe that blockchain, cryptocurrency, we have won the recent election. I mean, and I think that it's high times for the development of crypto. I mean, and I'm not going to say that this stuff's going to happen overnight. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass and talk about how cryptocurrency is going to bull run in a week or whatever. I'll save that for another video as well. What I think we really need to talk about here is functionality, which cryptos, because what I think people get blinded by oftentimes enough is the fact that people fail to recognize what's going on behind the scenes when it involves these different technologies. And I'm definitely happy that we have such a great community that's been building up on this channel so far, because we've really come a long way. And for everybody who's watching this, I just want to say thanks to everybody who's helped manage to help make this channel the place that it is today. If you're not already subscribed, make sure that you subscribe to the channel so we can reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I think that'd be great. But yeah, so I mean, we see this news article by Ethereum World News, Justin Sun, Tron Scan Dex. I mean, I think that this was an interesting article. I'd recommend, I mean, I'm not going to just go and summarize all these different articles, but I think that if you have time and you're interested, it's always interesting to go and look at these different things wherever it's concerned. I mean, do your own research. Remember, I mean, I say I'm not your dad for a reason. I'm not going to sit here and try and tell you what to do. Oh no, I mean, we're getting to the paradigm shift. Don't worry about that. That's gotta get its own video dedicated to it as well. I mean, we gotta take our time with these things for sure, and look at all these different variables. And I got other catchphrases coming up too. So don't get too caught up on waiting to hear me say something old like paradigm shift or anything like that. I think a lot of the audience has already caught on to that. What we're gonna be focusing on now, and what I think, I'm glad that you're here, because I think what we're we're going to be launching next is we're going to be talking about the technicalities. I've seen that this word all over the place. Technical analysis. You guys think that I'm not paying attention to what you're saying in the comment section, but I am. I'm freaking technicalities are definitely anyway, all seriousness, why would I invest or mine a coin that has no use case? Good question. And hey, it's up to you. I mean, if you don't like Tron, don't go anywhere near it. I mean, it's not for everybody. But I mean, it's and I'm just saying, I'm not saying whether or not. I'm not trying to correct you. I mean, you don't have to try and throw facts at me. But you know how I feel about Tron. I mean, we've talked about use cases about all cryptocurrencies on here before, and I think that as far as your confidence is concerned, I mean, don't ask me to tell you what you should be thinking. I mean, that's for you to make your own decision. But you have 500,000 Tron. Hats off to you. Maybe one day I'll get to that point. But yeah, I mean, that's nice, and I'm sure you'll be right strapped in when they blast off to the moon. Yeah, good for you. 500,000 Tron. That's great. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, I think that overall, when we're seeing what's been happening, this is an interesting article too. New Russian malware mines different cryptocurrency based on your system. Or to the moon. Little known cryptocurrency, Ethereum gains 80,000%. Cryptocurrency mining farms in China shut down for strict tax inspections. And I think that China, I mean, there's been everybody's seen that old tweet that talks about basically how China could basically take over Bitcoin. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and try and dispute that, prove it. I mean, I'm basically just like anybody else. I mean, just scrolling through my news feed here, looking at all these different things. But I can tell you one thing. I put my faith in where I do as much research as I can. I think that it's important to have strong-minded people with a vision, and I put my faith in vision is what I want to basically get the point across for this video. But as far as these different things are concerned, the paradigm shift is upon us, and I think that we'll be seeing some really exciting things happening. Now imagine what will happen when Project Atlas launches. There will be tens of millions more people using Tron network, TRX network, and then that just the beginning. And I think that that's definitely an interesting point to be made. And Hollow Chain, we'll be talking about that in a recent video too, so definitely stay tuned for that. Decentralized internet. I think that that's definitely a great point to also settle on. This is really all about the future of the internet. We want to see the internet being basically, I mean, I remember back in like 2005, back in the old days of when I would use the internet and like the early days of YouTube and all these different things. The internet was a much different place back then, and I'd definitely like to see it return to its old days of its glory days, realistically. I mean, and I think that cryptocurrency definitely does mark an opportunity for those of us who remember that time when the internet would actually function the way that we remember it to. And I think that as long as we persevere and really put our support in the directions of the technologies that we could see having success in the future, I think that it's definitely interesting. So Japanese internet gain giant posts 5.5 million loss for cryptocurrency mining division. I mean, that's definitely interesting. It's always interesting to see what like North Korea, China, Japan, and this it's part of this sort of region of the world is doing as far as cryptocurrency and how they're been interacting. Because I mean, you think about it, and people in like the United States are sort of sleeping. You think about people using their smartphones and stuff like that, and it's interesting to see the fact that as far as the different nations of the world are concerned, how certain areas of the world are advancing and leveraging the powers of the internet and the interconnected capabilities of these different technologies as they've been rising up. And then there's of course basically there's people who've got their head up their own asses basically without any care in the world for but I mean, I think that it's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out, because there's a way that the consumer, I think that the people know how they want the internet to be, and I don't think that it's any question about that. I don't think that it's basically it's divided down to several schools of thought, and some of which are intrinsically connected with the future of data and the different capabilities that are going to be intrinsically connected with the Internet of Things, and a lot of these different variables is they're going to be crashing down on all of our heads at some point or another. So I'm definitely excited about what Tron's doing. I think that it's a very honorable effort as far as the decentralization of the internet is concerned. And I'm definitely excited to be seeing what Tron's going to be doing, as far as how they're an influencer in this space, and showing basically the functionality of the different aspects of how these different things could be taking us in the future. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this content. If you guys are interested in following us on Twitter, the Twitter is at CryptoTuber. It's always great to see different people following us on Twitter and commenting down below. But all that being said, I'm definitely excited to be seeing where these different things are going to go, and how these different variables are going to be culminating in the next couple of years, and how these different things are going to take us. So I think that we'll be working on another video, probably posting it later on today, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Definitely go and research some of these different videos that people have been making regarding Tron. I think that there's a lot of really great content creators out there who've been doing a lot of great work in the community, keeping people educated. So I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys next video. Have a good one.